me share my other screen.
What is the duration?
For machine learning.
Yes.
So I guess it should take 3 weeks or 2 weeks, more or less. If we go with a good pace, we'll cover it in 2 weeks. If we go with a decent pace, it may cover it in 3 weeks. So we'll be covering most of the algorithms like machine learnings, most of the algorithms, including supervised, unsupervised, and so on. So whenever we will go into the deep learning, then also we'll have some more algorithms which are related to the same. Mm, you can see my screen, right? I have opened a इसको कैसे करना? Yes. All right. Okay. You can see whatever I am writing, right? So we'll start with machine learning. अरे, ये तो गलत हो गया. Okay, anyways. So before we go directly into the machine learning, we must understand, you know, what is what we are doing here. So I will still give the title as machine learning, but we'll have some more introduction on what is AI, what is machine learning, what is deep learning, or what is data science. Okay, basically, so although we are saying like we are learning AI and data science, but we'll be learning all these things. Okay, so since we are learning this, so we have completed Python. Python we have completed. Mm, Python we have completed. Apart from the Python, in the Python we have completed all the data types. Then we have completed pandas. Then we have completed NumPy. We have completed date and date time. If you remember, we have completed regular expression also, and we may have completed some another libraries like try and accept, try and accept, and some more. So there will be exams on all of these topics on Wednesday, I believe. So you all must be preparing for that. Okay, coming to the topic. Okay, the topic is AI versus machine learning versus deep learning versus data science. Okay, AI versus machine learning versus deep learning versus data science. So we'll be learning everything, whatever I'm telling you, and with these skills, okay, with these skills, अभी ये जो भी आपने सीखा है इसको पकड़ के, all considering these skills, you will be getting for this, like, अभी तक जितना सीखा है, whatever you have learned till now, you can apply as a Python developer. Okay, and you will easily get 5 lakhs to 10 lakhs as as a initial salary. Okay, if you are very good at Python and if you are very good at English, I would say you will definitely get around 10 lakhs ka package you will get. And initially at a basic entry level company or something like that, entry level position, you will get definitely 5 to 6 lakhs of package. Once we learn all these skills, what position will you be applying for? You will be applying for first AI engineer. Okay, I think the spelling is wrong. Engineer. The second will be data science, data scientist. Okay, the third will be data analyst. The fourth will be maybe so there will be like Power BI or Tableau. You can go for like as a Power BI engineer. So we can even add some more skills Power BI and Tableau, and we can go for like more analyst of a role. Okay, and there will be some more like machine learning engineer, ML engineer positions are also there. There are more positions like uh, NLP engineer. Okay, and DevOps also you can go for, but you may have to add some more skills. But all this, like all these skills, AI, machine learning, deep learning, and data science overall is required for all these positions. Okay, so whenever in future you will be applying for, you may be like deciding where to go. So we'll have a discussion. Okay, on top of that, I would say data scientist. Okay, the data scientist. So this guy plays a crucial role. Like as a machine learning engineer, if you only have a knowledge of Python and machine learning, that is fine. As an NLP engineer, if you only have a knowledge of Python and natural language processing, that is fine. Okay, but as a data scientist, you must have a knowledge of AI, machine learning, deep learning, Python, databases. Okay, database like whatever like SQL, something like that, or cloud also. Okay, you may also need to know cloud. Okay, we may also need to know cloud like AWS, whatever what I am, AWS or Azure. Right, so all these skills you must need. Okay, so let's make some let me just write something. So whenever you will be working anywhere, so you will be working for a thing that is called as AI. Okay, whenever you will be working, you will be working for AI meaning at the end of the day you will be is it fine? Yeah, whenever you will be working in any company, you will be working for developing an AI application. Okay, in my company, whatever I do at the end of the day, I make some AI application. Okay, it means AI is a whole picture, a huge picture. I have just considered that as a square. Okay, in that square, if I consider this, okay, that should not go out. This as a machine learning. Okay, this as a machine learning. Okay, it means machine learning is a subset of AI. Machine learning is a subset of AI, meaning whatever the machine learning algorithm we are going to learn will be contributing to the AI application. Okay, whatever machine learning we will be learning at the end of the day, using those machine learning algorithm, we will be creating some AI application. Okay, then what about the deep learning? So I would say deep learning is again a subset of machine learning. So this is again a very smaller part. Okay, deep learning is very smaller part. Like for deep learning, we will be giving like couple of weeks or maybe 1 week only. Okay, for machine learning, we will give 2 to 3 weeks. For deep learning, we will give 1 week. Okay, and you will say where the data scientist lie. Okay, we are discussing about AI, machine learning, deep learning, and data science, right? And data science. So we have seen the AI is a big picture. AI is a big umbrella under which we are seeing machine learning, under which we are seeing deep learning. One second, guys. And the data science. Now the data scientists come into the picture, which you all guys are going to be. So this is a data scientist. Okay, this is the data scientist. Data scientist must know machine learning, deep learning, all the AI part. Also, he should know uh, cloud. He should know databases, and he should definitely know the coding, which in our term we are learning Python. Okay, so this is the difference, a very nice difference between artificial intelligence, AI, machine learning, ML, deep learning, DL, and data science. Okay, so now you must be getting the clear idea that what we are doing here. We are doing here to understand. We are here to understand all the skills which are required in terms of getting the job, of course. Okay, so when we talk about let's say AI application. Okay, let's go deep. Hariko, let's catch one and one, and then let's understand each terminology. So when we say AI, AI meaning artificial intelligence, it is nothing but a auto autonomous nomous array what autonomous system. Okay, a system which run itself. You don't need a human to run it, right? We all know ChatGPT, we all know Gemini, we all know other chat language models. Those are ultimately called as large language models, LLM, large language models. All these are now called as AI. It means they run themselves. Okay, they don't need anyone to run it. Basically, actually, we do give the instruction to it, but at a point there will be some like more AIs they run themselves. So you may learn like in the coming lectures. We will definitely learn about AI agents, RAG applications, and autonomous AI systems. Okay,
Sir.
sure.
Recording section will be provided.
Yeah, that will be recording. No worries. Yeah. Okay.
Okay.
So coming back to the topic, so we were saying autonomous system, right? So you must be knowing a system or a company called Tesla, right? Everyone, Tesla cars, right? Tesla cars are nothing but like not really. Tesla cars are self-driving cars. Okay, this is one example of AI. Then like what happens there? The car drives itself and take you to some place, right? So this is one of the example of AI. Another example can be this YouTube or Netflix or even Amazon, guys. Amazon. What happens there? If you see, on YouTube, if you go with some like topic, like if you search something like AI, or let's not do that. If you say coding, okay, if you search coding, then you will see some recommendations, right? What you get? The recommendation systems. These recommendation systems nothing but AI. AI will AI gives you more recommendations based on your preference. Whatever you search, whatever you add, like even in the Netflix also, if you add some movie, you will get some related movie. If you just complete any video, the YouTube will have another video ready for you to stay on their platform. Okay, even on the Amazon also, if you don't like any product, they will have thousands of different products to show you based on your interest, based on your current need. Meaning, if you are at some location, let's say India, and if there is some festival, let's say Diwali, so it will automatically show you some lightings, products, or some clothes, gifts, sweets, something like that. So this is nothing but an AI automation which is running at the back. Okay, so you were living in a world where there were already a lot of AIs which were like observing you, learning you what is your behavior, and they were recommending you some of the things. Okay, like you may be wondering, like let's say on a day August 2, if you have bought a face wash, okay, considering that a month, 30 days, after 30 days automatically on SAP 2, I'm not sure if the SAP is SAP 2, you will again receive this ad automatically. So they understand your behavior that you may need this in the next month. Okay, so there are AIs already, they are watching you, and we will be eventually creating those AI at the end of these class. So there will be projects given, machine learning projects given, deep learning projects given, natural language processing projects given, and when we will be learning AI in the real sense, I will also give you some more projects where you will create your own chatbot, you will create your own React pipeline, and so many different projects will also be there, and those all projects will be industry based. Like, so I'm currently working in an industry, so I know what currently is needed. It's not like something like class syllabus. They, like it's not a class, people have class, they already have a structured data syllabus and all, but I am here to teach you what is there implemented in the industry in a very latest trend. Okay, now coming back to again machine learning second time. Okay, in machine learning what we are going to learn first will be statistical tools. Okay, second will be we will be doing analysis of data. Okay, there will be some data set, I will teach you how to do the analysis, I will teach you how to do the EDA part, exploratory data analysis. Okay, I will give you some statistical tool and so on. Then third thing we will be doing, for example, we will be doing forecasting. Okay, we will be doing forecasting. The fourth thing we will be doing prediction. Okay, so there will be data sets, we will be getting some from the internet, some from my laptop, and we will be doing some analysis part on it, we will be doing some forecasting or prediction, and we will also be having some statistical tools, like we will even do some visualization. So for visualization we will be learning some matplotlib libraries and different seaborn libraries like this. Okay, so we got to know about AI, we got to know about machine learning. Now let's understand about deep learning, right? Let's understand about deep learning. So in deep learning, what is deep learning first of all? So in 19 I guess 90, okay, in 1990 there were scientists, they wanted to see if a human brain can be converted into a I would say machine, not like a human brain, but they wanted to mimic the human brain. What they wanted to mimic का meaning क्या होता है, what is mean by mimic? They want a replica of a human brain. So in human brain what things are there are neurons. Okay, in around your head there are lakhs of millions of neurons are there. Those looks like this is one node, this is another node, this is another node, this is another node, this is another node, and then all those are combined like this, like this, like this, like this. If we call this node or neuron, okay, so all these are related like this, and there is like a data communication. All the data passes from one point to another point. All the data passes from one point to another point in millisecond. Okay, This is how efficient our brain is. Okay, so consider there is like a very huge city, and there are some buildings. Okay, there are a lot of buildings are there which are connected by the roads, and the data or the vehicles running from one building to another building in a very short time. Okay, so this is how your brain architecture look like in a very nutshell, okay, in a very vague format. So that's what the human or the data scientist or scientists wanted to mimic. What they wanted to do, they wanted to mimic the human neuron pattern. What they wanted to do, mimic the human neuron pattern. Okay, so we will be learning how they have done it. That's what we are simply going to learn in the deep learning. So what points will be there? First, there will be I would say single layer neuron. The second will be multi-layer neuron. The third will be, we will be learning RNN. Fourth will be CNN, and if possible we will also learn ANN. Okay, in this we will learn a very good point, that is transformer. Okay, so this everything whatever we are learning, this is very crucial or very important in terms of interview or in terms of entire AI journey. Okay, the deep learning part is very much crucial, and at the same time it is very much easy. This is very much easy how the scientists have mimicked your human brain. Okay, so this is like artificial neural network, convolutional neural network, recursive neural network, and there will be a transformer architecture we will be learning. And there will be definitely there will be 2 to 3 questions on transformer. Okay, and I will also give you the assignments and all, so that you understand what kind of questions are there. Okay, now we have understood what is AI, we have understood what is machine learning, we have understood what we are going to learn in deep learning, and we have understood this is nothing but the data science part. Okay, so this has been the introduction in terms of all these concepts. Okay, now at true sense, let's start machine learning or even deep learning also. Okay, in a true sense, giving you a good heading, that is machine learning. Okay, meanwhile if you have any questions, guys, you can raise your hand or you can simply unmute your mic and let me know. People on the YouTube, they can put the question in the comments. Okay, so I hope got what is artificial intelligence, AI, what is machine learning, what is deep learning, what is data science, and what we are going to learn in next 2 months. Okay, in next 2 months we will be covering machine learning, deep learning, artificial neural natural NLP basically, and we will also try to cover AI. Okay, Chirag sir, I want to know I want to know that we take help of ChatGPT or not. Of course we have to. Okay, so now in today's world, if we don't take help of AI, then we are stupid. We must take help of AI. We must take help of AI to write code. We must take help AI to review code or review application. Okay, or even your logic. So I will also tell you and give you hacks to use these AIs like ChatGPT or GitHub Copilot, and even things like Cursor, Windsurf. All these things will be done in the AI part. Okay, there is a huge AI syllabus that we are going to learn in the future. Okay, so I will be focusing more on the AI in more, as it is not available in exam and interviews. Yeah, so this is about the, whatever we are learning. This is with respect to the interviews and industry. Okay, although your college exam there will not be AI, so you have to learn the college wala syllabus. College syllabus you have to cover, but in terms of jobs and AI, you must understand this. What is GitHub Copilot? Okay, GitHub Copilot is used for writing a code. Even in my company also they allow to use GitHub Copilot, or they allow to use Cursor. So Cursor is nothing but to use to write a code. Okay, to write a code for your whatever the task they have given. So it has been accepted by the industry that it is increasing the productivity of the employees, and you must understand. At least you should know. Okay, even it will not help you in the exams, but it will help you in the work. All right, machine learning, guys. So in machine learning, there are two types of machine learning. Okay, there are two types. The very first is super yes 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 supervised machine learning and unsupervised machine learning. Yes, Lokesh, you are right. There are two types of machine learning. First is supervised machine learning, and the second is unsupervised machine learning. The very simple and very much more likely to ask question in the interview. Two types of machine learning. First is supervised, second is unsupervised. Even supervised has two types. First is classification, and the second is regression. Okay, and unsupervised do have type, that is clustering. Okay, there can be more types, but in terms of syllabus we will be covering these only. Okay, what we will be covering: classification, regression, and clustering. Okay, clustering is a part of unsupervised. Yeah, reinforce why we use it. Yeah, sure, sure. So we will maybe use like learn this once after we done with the deep learning, Lokesh. So reinforcement, let me just write here. There is one more point that is called as reinforcement learning. Okay, so this is actually not a part of our syllabus, but I will try if we can get it. Okay, in terms of our syllabus, we were going to like skip this one, but let's try to do this. So what is even need of reinforcement learning? So it is like basically training your models and all these things. That is like more deeper part. But let's now understand this. There are two types of machine learning, that is supervised and unsupervised. Supervised has classification, has a regression, and unsupervised has clustering at the moment. Okay, let's understand this as of now. Right, now let's understand the supervised first. Okay, what is mean by a supervised machine learning? Supervised machine learning. Okay, even if you don't understand complete details today, don't worry about this. This is going to be, so in the next 2 weeks we are going to repeat all these concepts very frequently. So anyway you will understand this. Okay, as of now we are learning the first type of machine learning, that is supervised machine learning. So let me just give you in terms of the difference between supervised and unsupervised. First, supervised machine learning has like everything is decided based on the data set, guys. what data we are dealing. As a data scientist, we will be dealing with the data very much. If you have, like, when you will be the data scientist and you will be employed in some company, you will know the importance of the data and you will require more data. You will be craving for more data. Give me more data. You will be asking data from your manager very frequently. Okay, so there will be data sets required for doing any operation on, like, whether it is machine learning, deep learning, or even supervised, unsupervised. So how do you decide whether this is supervised or unsupervised? That can be done by the data set. And data sets are nothing but okay, I will give you some examples in today's lecture, tomorrow's lecture maybe. Someone tried to come, maybe. No. Okay, no worries. All right, so when your data set contains independent features, okay, and also, like, basically all the data set contains independent feature and dependent features. Okay, all the data set contains independent feature and dependent feature. Let me, how do I explain you? Let me just create a data set. First data set, let's say this is a data set 1, 2, 3, 4, for example, and this is not looking good. 1, 2, 4. Maybe this is looking good, and even this is fine. Okay, now let's create some data set. For example, if we have a data set of skin type, okay, if we have a data set of eye color, so this is like a data frame, right? We have learned this in a pandas, that these all are nothing but features or columns. So this is skin type is first column, eye color is second column, weight, okay, and the fourth is age. Now there are some skin types, like, let's say, wrinkled. There is another skin type is called, let's say, tight, and another skin type is called, let's say, damage. Okay, and like this you have thousands of rows. Okay, eye color can be black, brown, or even blue. Okay, third is, let's say, weight of that person is, let's say, 64, 74, 54. Okay, 4 ज़्यादा हो गया, 50, 72. Okay, based on that the age is, let's say, 74, or the age can be 32, 21. Okay, like this. So now if you see this data very carefully, there are these 4 columns and there are some data associated with it. Okay, now this data is used to train your machine learning model. Okay, now let's say these 3 are your independent features. Okay, these 3 are your independent features, and this one is your dependent feature. What does that mean? Okay, what does that mean? Meaning, based on these 3 columns, if you can you predict the 4th column? Based on the skin type, based on the eye color, based on the weight, can you predict the age of a person? Okay, so your data says, if a person has a wrinkled skin, black eye color, weight 64, his age or her age can be 74. If the skin is tight, brown, and 72, then that person's age can be 32. And if the skin type is damaged, blue eyes, 74 is the weight, the person's age can be 71. Okay, so this is a training data. Now this training data Now this training data goes to your machine learning model, and after the training, when you inject this machine learning model with a new data, will it produce the right output? Meaning, once after you made a training based on all these data, okay, based on all, when you give a new data, for example, if you have given new data like wrinkled plus black plus 44 as age, will it produce the, let's say, age as 41? Okay, so if the product prediction is right, it means your machine learning model is working well. Okay, based on the training data. So what happens, like usually, let's assume there is a girl or a very kid, age 4 age. Okay, her age is 4, right? 4 or whatever the age is. Okay, now 4 3 whatever you consider, let's say 6 year of year old baby is there. Okay, a kid is there. You are teaching that kid, this is 4. Okay, straight line, then straight line, then straight line, straight line, straight line, straight line. They're like 3 lines, 3 lines, 3 lines, 3 lines, 3 lines. Okay, you are teaching that kid as, okay, there, if you do like this, it is called as nothing but 4. Okay, what happened is, this is called as, all this called as training data. You are training that kid, right? You are training the kid with this data. And in the future, what happens? A guest comes in. Okay, in your house, a guest comes in, and the guest asks a kid, okay, what is this? Okay, a guest asks the kid, what is this? The kid suddenly says, this is 4. Okay, similarly, you have taught this 5 3 2 1, and whenever guest asks, what is this, the kid says 7. Okay, what happened? When the kid was small, your teacher trained your kid's mind on these data. Okay, and when the guest, or even you, or even in the college, or like whenever the kid becomes a young boy, girl, then he understand all this. This is what how we have learned. Okay, we have learned from the patterns, we have learned from the smell, we have learned from the touch. Okay, so this is, the machine cannot touch, identify touch or smell, but machine can understand the patterns. Okay, so considering this, similarly, this data set as the training data, and based on this training data, if you ask for some new information, if you give the new data, like let's say wrinkled black and 44, here like this, wrinkled black and 64. Okay, one second, wrinkled black and 64. If your machine learning model predicts the right age, that is 74, it means your machine learning model is performing well. Okay, now if this, like yes, okay, I think this is a good example of supervised machine learning, and you may have got the good idea on how our human brain is getting trained and how the machines are getting trained. So machines are getting trained on some data like this, and in the future, these data are like, whenever you give new data to your machine learning model, it predicts the right output. Okay, it predicts the right output. Okay, now going ahead with the types of supervised machine learning. The first type is classification. Okay, first type is classification. Again, let me just again give you one more. Let me just create one more data set. For example, कोई similar all right, let's create some more columns, 1 2 4, and here also. Let's say there is a column called temperature. Second column, let's say humidity. Third column is, let's say, wind pressure, and the fourth column is, let's say, uh, rain. Will it rain or not? So for example, let's say temperature is 22 degrees Celsius, 24 degrees Celsius, and 28 degrees Celsius. Let's say humidity is something. Let's say you need this is something like the wind pressure is something, or wind flow is something. Based on that, you are predicting whether the rain will happen or not. Yes or no. Okay. So you must be knowing about the government announces whether today there will be a rain will happen or not, right? Like this. So all these predictions are done by machine learning. Okay, there can be some advanced system right now, but initially it was done by machine learning. Okay, again, these three can be called as independent variables. This fourth can be called as dependent. Okay, what is the difference between independent and dependent? Dependent variable is nothing but a variable which is going to get predicted based on these first three variables: temperature, humidity, and wind pressure. You are predicting whether the rain will happen or not. Okay, whether there will be a rain or there will not be a rain. Okay, where there will be not a rain, right? This is what we are going to predict. So based on this training data, once you train this data, once you train the machine learning on this data, and in the future if you ask okay, there is a temperature 20 degrees Celsius, some humidity and some wind flow, whether today in the today whether there will be rain or not. Okay, this is past data. Whatever the data you have given, this is the past data. Let's say past 4-year data. Okay, past 4-year data. On the past 4-year data, you are training your machine learning model. And now in the future, now in the not even future, in the present, you are asking, okay, today's temperature is this, or tomorrow's temperature will be something. Tell me if there will be a raining or not. Okay, tell me if there will be raining or not. Now, this is what the data sets are. Why classification? Classification, you can see there are only yes and no as a output. Okay, when there will be uh, yes no type, 0 1 type, or true false type, or like yes no hold something. Okay, like in multiples, not even multiples, you can say in parts: yes no, 0 1, true false, yes no hold, or red blue. Okay, like this output if you get. This is if my dependent variable is in binary, or let's say like binary. Let's consider binary. Okay, yes no type response is there, or the dependent variable is in only binary format, then it is called as classification. Then it is called classifying. What you are doing, you are classifying whether the rain will happen yes or no. You are classifying, right? Whatever the day ka data you are giving, you are classifying whether the rain will happen or not, right? Yes or no is there always, right? On the same side, there is this second supervised machine learning type that is called as, let me give you the example. The second is regression. Okay, the second is regression. It has continuous variable. Okay, it has continuous variable, meaning let me just give you one more example. So there is this very famous data set we have. Okay, यहाँ पर लिखता हूँ. First, second, third, for example. You observe the difference between the data sets. Okay, let's say the data set says so you want to predict the house price. Okay, so you want to buy some house in some area, and now you want to predict the house price. You want to predict the house price. So what, there will be different so this is going to be our dependent variable. This is going to be our dependent. What will be the independent variable? For example, number of rooms. Okay, based on the rooms, let's say there are like 3 तो बहुत कम हो गया. There are 4, 5, 7 rooms. Okay, and the second will be, let's say, build up area. There can be carpet area, there can be pin code, there can be the width of your the service route, width of the colony route, the direction of the house. All these factors are affecting your price. Okay, this house price is being affected by all these factors. What the pin code is, what the built up, whatever the built up area, let's say 700 is 850, 666 is the built up. Pin code is like 4444111 whatever. Okay, if the pin code is in the city area, the price will be like 2 crores, 1.2 crores. Like, if there are like 7 rooms, there can be 4 crore as a price. Okay, like this, there can be price increase in terms based on these independent variables. Okay, all these are independent variables. Based on these variables, your dependent variable will change. Okay, if the dependent variable change, independent variable को कुछ नहीं होगा. There is no effect on the independent variable. Whenever your independent variable changes, your dependent variable automatically changes. Okay, but the point to be observed here, whatever the dependent variables are, these are continuous variables. These are continuous values. Okay, previously in the classification, what we were predicting, we were predicting yes, no, true, false, right? But here, if you see, we are predicting the continuous meaning numbers, numerical data. We are predicting the continuous variables. Okay, so we can say if the dependent variables are continuous, or I would say numerical, then it is called regression. Okay, in regression we predict these 1.2 cr, 2 cr, 4.2, 3.2, 5, 6, 7, 200, 2 lakhs, okay, like this. There will be numbers, okay, different numbers we will be dealing with. But in the classification, we mostly dealing like, there will be whether India will win or not, the rain will be there or not, okay, whether the world war will happen or not. Based on the different factors, the researchers will be like predicting whether the world war will happen or not, okay. And based on all this study, the stock market moves, okay. If the researcher, a great researcher, says there will be world war based on the whatever the data we have already, okay, based on that, the entire stock market moves. So this is how important these predictions are, okay. Even your DA decide, right? So government decide, not really government, the data says tomorrow will be cloudy or sunny or rainy, like this, okay. Even there are like these three, I can say cloudy, rainy, or what was the other, dry, for example. So this is even also one of the example of classification, okay. This is the example of classification. What are some examples of regression? Predicting house price, predicting the for example age of a employee, or predicting the salary of an employee, predicting how many years the employee can stay, things like that. Predicting how much earning can the particular company make, let's say 20 million, 40 million, like this. So all these prediction happens in the background using machine learning, okay. So I hope all these clear somewhat clear, whatever I have told you right now. So I think we are about time, so I will just quickly list down whatever the algorithms we are going to learn in the next 2 weeks, okay. Let's say again, machine learning algorithms. First, regression. के अंदर, in the regression, we will be learning, very first will be linear regression. Linear regression is something that every interviewer will ask, period. Like there will be one question, 100% there will be one question. The second we will learn, that is, let's say, lasso and ridge. इसी को L1 and L2 कहा जाता है. We will call it L1 and L2. Then the third will be we will learn decision tree. The fourth, random forest. The fifth will be XGBoost. So we will also do the project on XGBoost or whatever the best algorithm we find, and we may go for ANN. That these are for like RNN. These are for deep learning. Okay, these are for deep learning. So, but we will also visit those. And the second is classification. Okay, for classification one, we will be learning like logistic. So logistic is also a regression, but also a classification algorithm. Okay, I will say B, I will say here A. The second algorithm we may go for, so these like decision tree, random forest, all these can be a classification problem also. I will say decision tree is also a it can also solve classification problem. The random forest, it can also solve the classification problem. Fourth is XGBoost. Bagging and boosting we will go for, and even ANN and CNN, all these can also be here. Okay, all these can also be classification problems, right? So this is all about whatever we have seen quickly was about supervised machine learning. कहाँ पे क्या? Here, supervised this everything lies under supervised machine learning. Okay, everything lies under supervised machine learning. What? The class regression problem and the classification problem. Okay, what is classification? The dependent variables are always 2 or 3 max, yes, no, true, false. Okay, like this. And what is regression? Regression is nothing but the dependent variables are continuous variables, 3, 4, 500, 200, like this. Okay, and all these algorithms are there. Let's quickly finish the unsupervised, and then maybe we can close the today's lecture. Okay, the second thing is unsupervised machine learning. Okay, so in unsupervised machine learning, we will be mainly looking after clustering. Okay, what is clustering? Clustering. Okay, we'll be mainly looking for a problem that is clustering. So a very quick example, for example, you have a data of let's say you have a data of sales data है आपके पास. Okay, you have sales data, and the sales data of, for example, you have metro city sales data, village sales data, or tier 1, tier 2, yeah, like tier 2, tier 3 city data. Okay, for example, you have city data. This is like a very huge city data you already have. Now what you want to do is you want to make the clusters. For example, there is this cluster, this cluster, this cluster, this cluster. Okay, you want to make the clusters of this data. Why you want to make the clusters? For example, this is the data of tier 2 and tier 3 data. Okay, so there are like so many people from tier 2 and tier 3. So this is the data of, let's say, like there are some variables. For example, here you can say population versus expense. Okay, something like this. So you can say यहाँ पर और एक मैं, let me just add one more. Okay, so there is this some more data. So you can say this can be your metro city. Okay, this can be your metro city. So you can say the metro city has somewhat less population, but or maybe more population, but the expense is high. Okay, the expense is high. Here you can say the village people do have less or average population, but the expense is less. The expense is less. यहाँ पर expense कम रहेगा, right? यहाँ पे expense बहुत ज़्यादा रहेगा. Like this. So when you make the clusters, when you create the different clusters, you get to know what people's habits are. Okay, what people habits are. Then based on the habits, based on the expenses, based on the whatever the conclusion you got, you can do different kind of operations. Like you can have a different marketing strategies for different kind of people. You can show different products, like very luxurious product or high value products like properties and all, cars, luxury cars, to these metro people who already have a good income and also have a good expense habits. Okay, like this. So how this happens? This happens using after the clustering. Okay, when you make the clusters using the clustering models. So there will be different clustering models we will be learning, and even after this also we may go for some time series. Okay, time series algorithms like ARIMA or some more. Okay, based on the need, what if we feel the need, or if you want, we can go for it. Okay, we have learned machine learning, AI, deep learning, and data science. We have learned about machine learning, that is unsupervised, supervised, and even in supervised we have classification, regression, and in unsupervised we have cluster. Okay, machine learning has supervised and unsupervised, right? Supervised has classification, regression. What is classification? Classification have the dependent variables like 0 or 1, true or false, and regression will have 0 0.1, 2, 3, 4, 7, 5, like this, continuous variable. These are these are classifiable, like you can classify into 1 or 2 or 3, like this. And clustering is altogether a different story. You are just creating a different clusters, right? All these things we have learned together today in, I think, a span of an hour. Okay, now quickly pausing for a minute, and you can ask whatever questions you have, guys. You can ask whatever questions. Okay, tomorrow we will dive into quickly we will start the logistic regression. Okay, what is, so GenAI different from these? So I will not say GenAI is different. Why? So you have started GenAI, I will say. So this is nothing but the starting of learning the generative AI. You Today you have learned how our human brain, like a 6-year baby's brain work. If you teach some of the patterns to it, and it gives you answers. This is what how the AI has trained. You have given a lot of data, or you have trained a lot of parameters on the different billions of parameters, millions of parameters. Now that has become the generative AI or chat GPT or different large language models. So this is like a very first stage. So generative AI is like very doctorate or post graduation thing, and we are in a first standard, second standard as of now. Like this is the first step to learn generative AI. As soon as we progress, we'll get to know, okay, there are like those datas are getting trained on, the machine learning models gets trained. So let's say there is a GPT model, okay, GPT. So this is also a large language model. What is large language models? Meaning ये बहुत बड़ा है. This is trained on a billions of parameters. Billions. So we just talked ये कितने हैं, how many parameters are here? 1, 2, 3. So consider you have like billions of rows, and even the variables, whatever the observations we have or columns we have, those are also huge. Okay, so these models get trained on the data, and then it predicts. But this is not that simple. When you learn deep learning, you will get to know what is back propagation, what is weight, what is bias, and all. Going to uh, reveal those things, because those are things are really interesting, and you will love it when you will learn deep learning or even transformer architecture. But this is a first step to the generative AI, Chirag. Okay, any more questions, guys? Some more questions. Okay, tomorrow we will learn linear regression, so be prepared for that. Get the notes together, so whatever I write, you can also write. I will also give you this notes, whatever we have written, right? So I will add this into our WhatsApp group, or these notes are already there in the GitHub repository. So the link may be in the description of the group, or I will add, don't worry. Okay, any more single chota mota question, any small question, big question about the career, question about the day, how do I learn, how do I study, what is there in the future for me, anything. If you don't have any questions, Type win in the comments, guys, so that I will get to know that you have understood most of the things. And you, okay, Virag win, Vishaka win, Amol win, cool, alright, Anuja win. Okay, the recordings are there on the YouTube. Yadnesh win. I will also share Chaitanya win. I will also share the link in the group so that you can revise all these things and get more hand on it. Okay. Alright, guys. If you still have some more question, you know where to find me. I'm on the WhatsApp group. You can also add in the group the question in your WhatsApp group, or you can directly ping me in the personally. I will help you with all your questions. Alright, guys. That's it for today. See you tomorrow. Thank you, Toy in Growth. Let's meet in the next class. Bye bye.